Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to, my name is Roger Raskol. I'm the Ulster County Republican Chairman. If I can get Tommy to stop talking for 1 second, I'm going to get him over here. I'm very pleased with the progress we've made here in the town of Wawarsing, and I will credit Tom Meerling, your town Republican Chairman, for all the hard work, dedication, and effort he has put into this. The Republican Party is alive and well here in Ulster County. It's alive in the town of Wawarsing. You're growing. And it couldn't be a bigger pleasure for me to introduce you to your own chairman, Tom Meerling. Here you go, Tom.
Thank you, Roger. First of all, my wife, I have to ask everybody if you could pull the tabs off of your soda cans and put them in this jar for my wife. It goes to the Ronald McDonald House. Thank you. And also, we're having a blood drive on June 11th. There's going to be a blood drive. And now, before we go to Nick, I just want to say that the future of this party, no matter what, even if Nick comes in and does a great job right now, which I'm expecting him to do, the future of this party all hinges on our youth. And if we don't get our youth involved, we're out. Here's 3 of them right here. My son, he called me up the day after the election with Jack, and he got on my case because we got a pretty good beating that day. And he called me a loser. He said, "Dad, why are you such a loser?" And I said, "What, I'm a loser?" He said, "Yeah, well, you know, he got beat pretty bad." I said, "Listen," I said, "I'm not the loser." And I said, "Jack's not the loser." I said, "The loser are the 10,000 son of a guns that didn't come out and vote that day, you know?" I said, "Jack stood up and he tried. He put his butt on the line." So everybody thought, you know, that I was going to be upset with my son and all, but it was one of the better moments of my life. Because not only did my son go out and vote the day before, took his wife, but the next day he followed the results in the paper. And that's what we got to do. We got to get these kids involved, and we got to bring them through. And especially our college kids. These guys are in high school right now, correct? I know you're a little older. You're still in high school? Yeah. So when they get to college, you know that they're not allowed to speak without being shamed or harassed. And we got to have a support group for them, and we got to give these guys a direct line to us, to our leadership, so that, and when they call up and tell us what's going on out there in the field, we have to be prepared to give them the resources that they need. And it's just like any farm baseball farm league, or the football. We have to have a farm league and bring these guys up. So no matter how good we do in the next 5 years, if we don't have these guys coming up behind us, it's not going to succeed. And Nick's going to come up here and he's going to talk about what he's going to do for this party and how he's going to, I forgot the term, come on. I don't want to steal. All right, he'll say it. But the point is, a lot of us are going to not believe we can do this. And the fact of the matter is that in 1775, when that shot was fired, there was a lot of us, our forefathers, our forebrethren, that stood around and saying, "Who the hell fired that shot? We are screwed, man. The British are going to kill us." Well, everybody knows the results. We stood and we fought and we won. And so all you got to do is believe. If we believe and we start acting, and that's the problem. A lot of us have stopped getting involved. And now we have to, the only thing the left has on us is that they're willing to be activists. They're not smarter than us. They're not stronger than us. They don't work harder than us. But what they do is they go out and they reach out to their neighbors and to their families, and they make sure they're registered to vote, and they make sure they get to the polls. And that's what we have to do. We have to become the activists. We have to be proactive instead of reactive. And with that, I'm going to introduce Nick Langworthy, our new state Republican chairman.
Well, it is great to be here, and thank you for the warm welcome to join you for the Town Republican Committee function here today. Great turnout on a Sunday afternoon, and I want to thank Tommy Meerling, because I don't believe I had a greater cheerleader in this process across the state of New York than I had in Tommy. And I want to thank you for everything that you did, Tom. I want to thank you for everything that you did to help us build the support. I mean, this was a huge undertaking. I'm that guy from Buffalo that decided I thought I could go rebuild the Republican Party. And it was just a little over a month ago that I formally kicked off my campaign after traveling across this state after the 2018 elections. And they were tough elections. You felt it here. We felt it all across New York. We lost 3 seats in Congress, including yours right here. We lost 8 seats in the New York State Senate, in that critical Senate majority that maybe some of us weren't always happy with, but served an incredible purpose of stopping terrible, crippling legislation across this state. And now we didn't appreciate what we had there. And we have a malaise across the state of New York. But the way I look at it, I've served 9 years as chairman of the Erie County Republican Party. I come from dark blue turf in Buffalo, New York. We have a big city, the second largest city in the state, that's 8-1 Democrat to Republican. It's more Democratic than the city of New York. We have swing suburbs, and we have rural, great Republican territories. We're almost 1 million people in Erie County. And I'm proud to say that despite the fact that my county's down 2-1 enrollment, we have won 8 out of our last 10 countywide offices. Now, we don't do that because we just say, vote Republican. We talk about taxpayers. And that's what the Republican Party across this state has to start doing, is focusing on the people, the hardworking men and women across this state that are actually paying the bills in this place. And how many people here have had to, kiss a loved one goodbye or say goodbye to a neighbor because they've had to go somewhere else for a better opportunity? Almost everybody's lives have been touched like that. It's a sad upstate narrative that we've faced. We got to change that. And I believe in my heart that the Republican Party is this state's last great hope to change the culture, to help us keep our families here. New York can no longer lead the country in outmigration. We've lost 1 million people that have voted with their feet to go to places that have greater freedom, better economic opportunity, and are just plain cheaper to live. They've done that not because they wanted to leave their family and where they came from and their background. They did it because they thought their lives could be better. I know that this state has given all of us wonderful gifts. Family first and foremost. Upstate New York, we have, places in the Hudson Valley. It's just gorgeous lifestyle. We have to preserve that for our kids and our grandkids. But we cannot allow radical progressives to take this state in a direction on a permanent basis that drive us from our homes, drive us from our background and our culture. And that is exactly why we must rebuild, retool, and revitalize the Republican Party across the state of New York. Luckily, this isn't going to be a bloody fight to the bitter end for Chairman Ed Cox, who served very graciously these 10 years, has conceded the election. He has offered me his full support in transition. So we get to go to work right now. And we're going to leave here from this barbecue, and I'm going to go up to stay in Albany, going right into the New York Republican headquarters to start the work that has to happen to build a 62-county strategy to get this party back on track. And absolutely. And it was really great to meet so many of your local candidates, whether you're running for village board or town board or county district attorney, county legislature, county executive. This year, 2019, all politics is local. Local wins need to go on the board. And we're going to start right now, and we're going to partner with your county chairman, Roger Roscoe, a good friend of mine, and Tommy, to help put wins on the board here in Ulster County this year with the help of the New York Republican Party. Because you change your culture incrementally, and we're going to get started right here. No office is too big, no office is too small. This organization exists from this point forward to elect a Republican governor in 2022. All right. I couldn't, some people said, oh no, Nick, what are you getting yourself into? Cuomo's running for election. I said, bring it on. It is time that this party fights back. It's time that we restore the fighting spirit that we need as Republicans. It's too easy to get bullied and intimidated by the liberals in the media and the liberals in public office. It's time that we fight back for the taxpayers of this state and give them two-party government that they deserve in this place. And I'll tell you what, this state Republican Party is going to give the support to our President Donald Trump that he needs and deserves from his home state in 2020. I'll tell you a little story here to close up, but it was, I think, 2 Thursdays ago, and I was down in Orange County meeting with a county chair trying to close out some votes. And I had someone looking for me, and they said, you got to take this call. So I had to excuse myself and say, I got a call coming in from Washington. And a bunch of zeros come across my caller ID. And I answer the phone. They say, please hold for the president. That takes your breath away when you get that call. But I will tell you that I spent 15 minutes on the phone with our president, and he asked me, Nick, can you fix it? Nick, can you make it a winner again? And I said, Mr. President, I can't guarantee anything. But what I will guarantee you that I will work day and night. We will work 365 days a year to make the Republican Party a relevant, loud voice for the taxpayers of this state and work our tails off to get you reelected in 2020. We're going to do that. We have the confidence of the president. We have the confidence of the legislative leaders. They want to come back. New York deserves this comeback. And I know that with your help and the help of counties across this state and Republican organizations willing to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work to get this done, we can give New Yorkers the chance that they deserve. Thank you for having me here today. Thank you for the confidence, and God bless you all.
Yeah, I'm doing this, Terry. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Tommy.
You're not going nowhere, right?
No.
Hang on. All right. Folks, one more thing. I should have did it before, Nick, but John Quigley is the president of the Ulster County Young Republicans. So I'm just going to give him the mic for a second, let him give his phone number, his contact information for the guys like Devin. And another thing about, again, the youth, it just so happens that Nick was the youngest chairman ever elected to Erie County of all parties, and he is now, on July 1st, he will officially be the youngest chairman in the nation. So he's a great leader for the youth, which we need. If anybody has a pen and paper, if you can write down his information. And if not, I'll send it out in emails, whoever I have the emails.
We're a little bit more in the 21st century here, so
What's that mean?
emails do. No pen and paper. I think Nick just brought out the defibrillators for us.
Now you're with my age bracket, so don't go knocking us.
Look, we do things any way possible. We know that it's a large county, and people young Republicans who are in the South or the North who can't make it to Kingston or wherever we host our meeting still might want to be able to join. So we use social media to host our meetings. We do them online, video conferences where you can either call in by phone or you can jump on a Google Hangout and watch it for a video. You can find us on Facebook at Ulster County Young Republicans. You can try reaching out to our website. My personal phone number, which if there's any young Republicans that you know that you want to have get in touch with me, I'll sit down with them one-on-one, have a conversation, and see how we can help them get to contribute, is 845-594-2698. I look forward to working with anybody that is interested in growing the party, as we know.
Anybody under the age of 40? You liar.
Anybody. We need a not-so-young Republican category that's like 40 to 55, so I'm looking for a president for that. But yeah, however we can get it done.
Absolutely. Thanks, John.
No problem.
Local resolutions and ordinances that we want passed in the county. Sometimes we have difficulty communicating or having a response from our Republican chairmen in our counties. Is there anything you can do to motivate the Republican chairmen in the counties to work more efficaciously with the local grassroots Republicans and conservatives?
Well, I'm certainly a grassroots chairman. I mean, that's what I come from after being county chairman for 9 years. I mean, I came up through the ranks of the party. We have to have a Republican Party that's once again has the confidence of our grassroots activists. We have activists out there that may not be members of the Republican committee. You know, they may be people that are involved in Second Amendment organizations or, Right to Life organizations or other coalition groups within our Big Tent. We need to have their confidence that we are an organization that's working for change and working on behalf of taxpayers to make the state a better place to live. I think having those open lines of communication, open dialogues are very important. What I will do as chairman is I'm going to be a traveling chairman. I'm going to be someone that's on the road communicating on a regular basis. We've very effectively used social media in my campaign for chair. I will, ramp that up for the state committee and keep that dialogue going so people hear what I'm working on. I want to hear what they're working on too. So I think that, without knowing the specifics that you're maybe alluding to, it's all about communication and understanding mutual priorities. You're not going to have an organization that agrees 100% of the time on everything, but let's find the 90% of stuff that we can all dig in, work hard together on to go put victories on the board. Okay? Thank you.
But now I want to introduce Mike Kavanaugh. Come here, Mike. You're right here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll keep this brief, and it will not be nearly as fiery as Nick's. That was impressive. I've had a chance to say hi to just about everybody here. And for those I have not had a chance to say hi to, I'll be around for a while. I would love to talk to you about issues. For those who don't know me, I'm currently the Chief Assistant in the Ulster County DA's office, which means I work directly under Holly Carnwright, who is retiring at the end of this year. So I am running for District Attorney. I've been a prosecutor in various forms, either as a special prosecutor or with the Dutchess DA's office, or now 7 years, almost 8 years with the Ulster County DA's office for nearly 20 years now. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. I went to law school so that I could do this job. I never had any interest in chasing the dollar and becoming partner somewhere. I went to law school strictly to become a prosecutor. This is the best job in the courthouse. I love it, and I want to keep doing it. This election this year is one of the most important ones this county faces for a lot of reasons. My opponent is a unabashed progressive liberal who has an agenda that I think is not going to work well at all in the criminal justice system. I think many of you have probably heard, and for those who haven't, there have been some drastic changes that were passed in Albany that will go into effect in 2020. One of them is the bail reform system. That's a major problem. That's a major problem. Some things about it I agree with. I don't disagree with all the reforms. I have to be honest. I think that if a poor person who commits a petty larceny has $100 bail set and can't afford it, but a person who has means and can post that $100 bail and will be out at liberty, I don't think that's fair. And I don't have a problem in those situations with bail not being set. Where it becomes a problem, and this is something, we have Judge Dishon here, who this community is incredibly blessed to have. He's one of the finest judges we appear in front of. He will tell you all about it. There are times in this opioid epidemic that we're facing right now where somebody will come in on a small possession of heroin case, a young kid who's an addict, and their parents will come to our assistants that are assigned to the court and literally beg us to set bail. They will say, my son is going to die. My daughter will die of an overdose if you don't put him or her in jail right now. And we do. Not as a punitive measure, not to punish them for what there's a presumption of innocence, to save their lives, to get them in some sort of rehabilitation program right away, to start the process of healing. Next year, we're not going to be able to do that. And let me tell you, we had a situation within the last 2 years where that exact scenario played out, and the judge, not this judge, did not set bail, did not think it was right because it was just a misdemeanor charge. 2 weeks later, that person was dead. This is real, and this is what we're facing, and it's not going to change. It's going to get worse. The other part of the bail reform that is a problem is somebody who is moving a kilo of heroin through your area and gets caught will be given release on their own recognizance. We cannot set bail on them. Burglary in the second degree, someone who breaks into your house, released on their own recognizance. Robbery in the second degree, released on their own recognizance. This is not fair. This is not right. It doesn't make any sense at all. This is the new reality we're facing. Now, if you put a progressive liberal in the DA's office, as opposed to, I consider myself a moderate Republican, you're going to have somebody who has no idea how to handle that and will run roughshod over victims, because the criminal justice system is in place for the victims. That's what we're here for, to protect the victims, to protect the community. My opponent, his whole agenda is about protecting the rights of the defendant, and that's what the public defender and a judge is for. So, this community, we need your help. And the fact that there's such a good turnout here is really encouraging. I was at your caucus. I was at the caucus and I saw 700 people there. This is a really terrific place to start taking back our community for Republicans. I need your help. Jack needs your help. All your candidates, we need your help. So please, please, if there's events like this going on, reach out. Reach out to the candidates. Bring us around. Introduce us to people you know. We have to get out there and talk. We have to outwork the other side, because right now I'm down 19,000 votes in Ulster County to the Democrats. I'm already down 19,000 votes. We're going to win. We're going to make that up, but I need your help to do that. So please, reach out, engage with your candidates. We can make this work. I need all your help, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Jack Hayes. Jack is running for county executive. He's on the Republican conservative lines. And Jack is also the chairman of the Ulster County Conservative Party.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's wonderful. This is gratifying. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be home and disenfranchised. That's what the blue wave wanted. They wanted you to lose your spirit, and you didn't lose your spirit. You're here. You're ready. We have a new chairman in the Republican Party. We have a new chairman in the Conservative Party at the state level. We've had both chairmen here this week. Chairman Kassar was at our dinner Thursday night. Chairman Langworthy is here on Sunday. That's different than we've seen in many, many years. We've got attention coming to us now, and we've got to come back and show them that we're going to come out, we're going to vote. We're going to vote for people who believe in life. We're going to vote for people who believe in ethics and morals. And we're not going to let what's going on, whatever they consider that in Albany, to continue to happen. We're going to make our area what it used to be, a great place. I was here in '55. I moved to the town of Wawarsing. I lived in Dairyland. I know every road in this county. I know every road in Wawarsing. I was a trooper here for 11 years alone in Ellenville. My mom worked in the Ellenville Telephone Company. Dad worked at the corrections facility in Napanock. I know the community, and I know the communities of Ulster County. I'm going to work to make it a better place. We're going to make it to be an affordable place. We can't get driven out because we can't pay our taxes. We deserve to be able to live here and age out. I resent the fact that if I get too old, I can't live in Ulster County anymore. So what I'm going to do when I get in is make sure that we all get a fair deal, you get a fair deal, and we have a two-party system. We don't have just one party and nobody else can vote. So thank you very much.
Hello. Next, I'm going to introduce our we have three county legislators in this town. One in Cohonson, District 12, and then we have District 14 and 15. District 21 in Cohonson, Legislative District 21. So Ronnie Lapp, he's our Cohonson legislator. Paul McAndrews is running for the county legislator for the first time. He's in the Napanock and the Village of Ellenville area. And Craig Lopez is our sitting, what? Nah. Craig is eating. So you can stay there and eat while these guys talk. But Craig Lopez represents us in District 5, 6, 7, 14. Yeah, Legislative 14. That would have been easier.
Thank you, Tommy. And thank everyone for being here today. It's quite an honor when I go into a place and I see this turnout. You know, it's like the small steamroller, and we're going to come through like this freight train this fall. So we need to get everybody out there and vote. We don't need to lose by 14 or 15%. We need to win by 14 or 15%. That's how we do it. We need to get this steamroller going. And please keep it going. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends. Everybody needs to get involved. We can do this, and we will do this. We will prevail this fall. My goal is to keep the property tax under the 2% cap. I'm huge on economic development and businesses, and if I see a business that's in trouble, I'm going to be there to fight for this business to keep it in Ulster County so it doesn't move out or it doesn't go under. I also support our first responders, our military people, and our senior citizens. They are a priority on my list. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you this fall.
Yeah, I was the guy that was eating that. Tom interrupted me. Anyway, my name is Craig Lopez. I'm an Ulster County legislator. I was elected back in 2011. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. I'm currently serving my fourth term. I'm running for my fifth term this November. I think last year I was talking about how important it is for all the Republicans to get out. Like, you can't ever take it for advantage. We're just because we have an R at the end of our name, we have a target on our back. Everybody wants to link us to the president, and they say terrible things about him, and they want to paint us with the same stroke. Which it's we've got to get past that. We've got to be able to get Republicans out, and when Republicans stay home, you get Democrats elected. So that's something that we're all going to have to work together and be notorious again this November. So, I'm looking for everybody to get out. I'm easily accessible. Anybody can reach out to me anytime if you have any questions or if you want to know what I'm about, the issues that I believe in. Don't hesitate to reach out. We're going to have a good team again, and we're going to have a nice victory again this November. So, again, my name is Craig, and I'm going to pass off the microphone to the next Ulster County legislator that will represent District 15 in the Village of Ellenville, Paul McAndrews.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for coming. I believe in everything that everybody said, of course, but the one thing that I want to do if elected is I want to make sure that this area is not the stepchild of Kingston and all the other places up north. We need to be as much involved in all the infrastructure and all the tourism and all of the major hotels that could or could not come in here, all the housing that could or not come in here. And we're looked upon at this point, at this time, as somebody that's way out. We need to bring all of this information down here, and we need to bring the monies down to this area so we can help this whole community. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Tommy.
I already told you. Charlie Dishon and Jackie Collier. Charlie's our town justice. Jackie is our town clerk. And they'll speak.
Thank you, Tom. Great job today. I'm running unopposed. That doesn't mean that I don't show up. I understand that I work for everybody. I'm your employee. When I sit on that bench, I represent everybody in my town. I work for you. I don't work for myself. I don't work for anybody else. I work for you. The idea is to do justice. As Mike Kavanaugh alluded to, effective January 1st, the Justice Reform Act, which was already passed, it is going to be law. You have no say in it right now. It will be law. The things I'm able to do to protect this community or to deal out justice have been slowly eroded in our courts, especially at the local level, the local criminal courts, which is usually the first place where anybody has contact with the court system. I think it's so important that we have a local court system for the simple reason you have judges like myself or other people. I live here. I know you. I know the problems. I know the good people. I know the bad people. I know the people who made a mistake, and I know the people who like doing bad things. There's a difference. It's not one size fits all. Under the progressive agenda, one size does fit all. And that size does not lean towards you, the people that are obeying our laws. It leans the exact other direction. It's taken away the powers from your court, which is last bastion of our republic. That was where you go to get justice, to get something fair. If they keep legislating the way that they are, you're not going to have that choice anymore. It's going to be a done deal. The czar will be sitting at the table and telling you exactly what to do, when to do it, how you can do it, and that's going to be the end result. There won't be anything else to say. Make no doubt about it. I'm only allowed to speak in the year that I am running. I can't endorse one single candidate I can't be involved in politics any other time. I'm running this year, so it gives me the opportunity where I could speak to people. And even then, I got to watch what I say because of judicial ethics, judicial conduct, and everything. But I'm telling you right now, I think it was very aptly put at the conservative dinner a couple of nights ago, is when the keynote speaker turned around and said, make no doubt, the coming election is actually going to be what choice of life you choose. Do you want to live in a government that believes in capitalism, or do you want to live under a government that believes in socialism? Because that's your real choice. It's not the person or anything. That is your choice. And if you like capitalism, you better speak to your friends, and by that I mean your Democrat friend. Not all of them are all progressives or anything else like that. I know a lot of unhappy Democrats that are unhappy with the way their party are going. You got to get out and speak there. You got to get out and make sure that people get out and vote. Haunt them, especially in November. Did you vote? We have early voting now. They got several days. Talk to people now in the summer. Are you going to be here in November? No? Get an absentee ballot. Fill it out, mail it in. We need you. We need your help. Thank you very much.
Thank you all, first of all, for coming out today. And ditto what Charlie said. We do work for you. You pay for us. We are here for you. You come in the office. I can direct you. I can help you any way I possibly can. The town I've only been town clerk, obviously, since January, but already we're growing. We have a Wawarsing water district in the works. We have improvements to the Napanock wastewater treatment facility, and we are also going to be doing a project for Cohonxon water mains. So every day, things are growing. The town is progressing. In my office, I have 2 deputies. Between us all, there's 25 years of experience in our office. My first deputy, Andrea, she has been there for 14 years. My second deputy, Abby, she's going on her 2nd year, and she's also bilingual. So it has been a great asset to have her in our office. All the other offices have used her. They come down, they call, we need help. If I can do anything for you, please call, ask, stop in, whatever. I'm not going to get into what all, excuse me, what all we do. Issue marriage licenses, birth, deaths, vital records we do. Other than that, you want to know something, just please contact me. I'm here for anything. I thank you all for coming out today.
We're getting to the end. Now, I want to introduce my 2 town councilmen, our 2 town councilmen, town of Wawarsing, Paul Tuzzolino and Eric Friedman. Go ahead.
Some of you people know me, maybe some of you don't. I'm a little bit rough around the edges, but what I'm looking out for is personal property rights, encouraging growth and development, limit taxation, and thereby if we can encourage growth, we can actually reduce our tax. It's not good enough for me just to keep it within the state caps and the state limits. We ought to have more say in what we're doing with our life, our property, and that's what I stand for. That's what I'm looking out for. Every one of you. And it doesn't matter about party affiliation. But government, too much government, I have a little saying, less government is best government. And I firmly believe that. Less intrusive. Can I do this? Can I do that? Obviously, we're bound by county, state restraints, and the rest of that, which are already too much. New York State is bleeding population. Ulster County is losing population, too. And what's doing that? High taxes. They tell you it's just going to be a little bit more money, just a wee bit more, or it's going to cost you nothing. Don't believe it. Be part of it. Be part of it. You got to have your voice. You got to be, not just depend on your representatives to do it. You have to be involved. I've talked to enough people knocking on doors. And what are their concerns? Taxes. Taxes. Can I afford to stay here? Reiterating somebody else's point. They can't. And they leave. So we start losing population. So the good people that want to stay here, we got to take it out, our consideration for what we think is best for them, and let them do with reasonable limits, what's right for them. And I thank you and appreciate you all coming out. Thanks.
How you doing, everybody? Thank you for coming. It's really exciting to see this number of people out here today. My name's Paul Tuzolino, as Tom said. Trying to be more active in the community. My wife and I have decided that this is our home. And there's so much beauty in this community. There's so many great people in this community, so many active people in this community. And my wife and I started becoming members of the community through our church here in St. Mary and St. Andrew. Tommy mentioned the blood drive before that we're having. I really want to ask everybody, if you can give a pint of blood. I'd sure like to get one on June 11th. It's in honor of Joe Steckler. I think Joe is somebody that was a model that this community looks up to. He accomplished a lot. You know, there's the town board that's really working very hard for us now. I'm running for town council because I think I've got talents that are lacking on the town council right now. I'm a technology guy by trade. I've sold computers and I've been an engineer all my professional life. And that's something that, quite honestly, I know one of the young guys talked about it before. I think the party needs some technology. I think the town needs some technology. I've got experience with working with government customers. I actually have helped the school district save tens of thousands of dollars on computer systems because I know the state contracts. I know how procurement gets done, and I just want to lend my talents and my time to help the people in the town. I know people are hurting with taxes. I don't like to have high taxes either, but you know, we have a $10 million budget in the town, and $4 million of that goes to taking care of our roads and our bridges and plowing the roads and salting the roads and all of that. I can tell you that it's difficult to cut taxes, but what we need to do is just make sure that we are spending every penny that we do spend as prudently as possible. And I thank you for your time. Have a good day.
We have a village trustee. I don't know how many people know Mike Machado, but he's our candidate for village trustee this year. And with that, Nina Postupak is our county clerk. I want to introduce Nina. I know a lot of people already know her, but I want to give her a moment to speak.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome, Nina.
This is a wonderful turnout, and I think it's really reflective of Tom and the work that he's done here in the town of Wawarsing, as well as Roger, and to have Nick here today. These are the three individuals that are working really hard to bring the Republican Party back on the state level, county level, and a town level. But you know what? It's all of us that can really make that difference. We have wonderful candidates that spoke today. I know, running for elected office, that we need the support of every one of you. Pick up that phone and call your candidates and say, you want to walk in my neighborhood. You want to come to my son or daughter's baseball game. You need a sign on your front lawn, because that's the only way that they can get elected, is by getting out into your communities. And you know what? When people meet them and talk to them and understand what they're about, they'll pull that lever come November. So it's up to all of us to work really hard to get these slate of candidates elected. So I really appreciate being here today. As Tom said, I'm the county clerk. Anytime you need anything on a county level, whether it has to do with a clerk's office or with something within the county, I'm there. My door is always open. Call, email, or stop by. You're a great town. You're doing great work, and it's really indicative of all your leadership. So thank you so much for having me here today.